Curtis Priem wanders across a wooden stage before coming to a standstill a few feet right of center. It's one of the acoustic sweet spots in the 1,165-seat Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute concert hall that the Nvidia co-founder donated $40 million to construct between 2003 and 2008. Bathed in warm stage lights, Priem, 64 and dressed in suit and red tie, gestures toward the thousands of uniquely curved wood panels lining the walls and tightly woven fabric specifically tuned for air permeability and mass on the ceiling, all built for ideal acoustics. This is the most technically advanced performance space in the world. The electrical engineer beams, describing the Troy, NY, venue that is named after him, the Curtis Priem Experimental Media and Performing Arts Center. It's part of a much bigger commitment to his alma mater that most recently includes helping it become the first university in the world to house an IBM Quantum System 1 computer. Expected to be operational by next spring, it will be the cornerstone of a new computational center that will hopefully help RPI and the surrounding area attract top talent. Since 2001, Priem has given $275 million to RPI, accounting for 40% of RPI's total gifts during that period, and he's pledged approximately $80 million more. Only half that amount has ever been publicly acknowledged as gifts from Priem. An anonymous pledge of $360 million was announced by RPI in 2001 around the time Priem started giving, but neither he nor the school would comment on whether he is the donor. What's even less known is Priem's own story. An inventor who has almost 200 patents, he helped design the first graphics processor ever for PCs in the early 1980s and later co-founded semiconductor firm Nvidia, where he spent a decade working as its first chief technology officer. Following Nvidia's 1999 IPO, he transferred most of his shares to a charitable foundation, after deciding it was an excessive amount of money to hold on to. A few years later he left the company, in part due to a highly litigious first marriage that ended in divorce and domestic violence allegations against his ex-wife. By 2006 he'd sold off his remaining shares. Had he held onto his entire stake, he'd be worth $70 billion. Instead, Forbes estimates that Priem has a fortune that's closer to $30 million, just over 1/10 of what he's given to RPI. That includes a $6 million home near Fremont, California, where he lives off the grid with unreliable cell service and writes manifestos filled with equations about how to solve world problems like repairing the Earth. None have been published anywhere. He says he often communicates by giving out unique email addresses, 16-digit strings of numbers including one given to this Forbes reporter, as a way of avoiding spam. He says he hasn't gotten any since 2000. He also owns a Gulfstream G450 private jet, named Snoopy, that he bought in 2021 and now uses to fly to RPI 4 times a year.